Welcome back, guys, or if you're new, nice to see you guys. Anyway, guys, we are here in Sunderland. We just finished with the season with Sunderland, second place. I was leading that place, first place, all season long before the last game. Anyway, this is a series from Giants, Sleeping Giant. Sleeping Giant means that clubs that is maybe underperforming or can perform better. I have played First Division League 1, that you call it, in England once before. That was in Football Manager 2019 with the Peterborough. It was cool. So I went to Sunderland, try Sunderland, based on the series you watch at TV at Netflix, for example. I will not tell you too much about the series, but I can say you something. Go and watch the series. What we know, Sunderland didn't achieve promotion last year. They got the playoff place, and they was lost from the playoff place against Charlton, I think. Anyway, guys, we start with the team. We are finished. So those who have seen me play this before, I always play the season before I take it out. Normally I do that, and I have done this time too. So you can see, okay, was this a cool save? Was it a cool game? I can say something to you about Sunderland, that this can be a long series. One, you have 44 league games. You're playing in FA Cup, in three different cups. Yes, 3 different cups. FA Cup, 2 other cups too, and you can get up to 60 games suddenly if you play very well. So I was just hoping to get out of the cups, because it was so many games. So if you're gonna play with this, you got to focus on it, you got to play on it, and it's gonna take a long time if you're gonna have good results. I could have got better results than this, but I really, when I was leading the table here, you can see it here, the last games, I went on sleep mode. I went sleep mode. These games, till I wake up here. I just didn't watch the game, just play, and I was leading the table. The promotion was secure. I could have won it maybe and got £2,000 more. But anyway, so I woke up here again, maybe too late. But we play well. I'm going to go to a tactic and everything. You can see it. We play well. This tactic based on clear-cut chances. We've created 5 clear-cut chances, 16 shots on target. So I think you know where the problem is. Okay, we start with the team first, guy. The club Sunderland, beautiful club to take over, guys. Beautiful club. One, superb training facilities. So your players will get better. Your stadium is 48,000. You have no money. I think you're paying it because you own the stadium, yes. And you have also that excellent youth facilities. So you get good. Your youth players can really achieve greatness in this club if they do what they have. If you set up the trainings as they should. Okay. I don't have the best academy for the educate coaching at the junior. This should be better. It's my fault. And youth recruitment is educated. I have to work on this, okay? So if we start with the club, guys, the stadium is big, so you have every opportunity, and it should be playing higher than where Sunderland is today. So okay, when we start with Sunderland, I don't know why, but I forgot the three back line. So as you can see here, I really had a hard time. I started here with playing, I think 4-3-3, 4-2-1, and different styles. But suddenly, when the series started, 0-0, lost 1-0. I lost against Barnsley. Barnsley is a championship team, yes, but anyway, I played 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, 5 games without victory. So here I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna get sacked if I don't do anything now. I have to do something right away. So I just started to analyze the team, going around, watching some Sunderland's formation, look at their team in the real life, and I think, okay, why am I not thinking about 3-back line? One of the problems here is, I started with a 4-back line, is Sunderland normally plays this formation in real life. Not these players, but this formation. And one of the problems was, you have it. What is the Sunderland team? The Sunderland team is, they are good in work rate. They are good in, they are slow midfielders, but are good work rates. They have many central defenders in their team. They have good offensive wing backs, but they are not. They are not both up and down players. They are one-way players. They lack speed in the team totally, on the flank especially, and not up front. So I thought, okay, maybe I can pin the opponents down. I don't have the pace or off the ball movement to counter them, so I can pin them down and have two big strikers, not as a target man, but two target players up front there, two big players I can cross off into, because I have some players with good crossings. It didn't work. It worked very well in preseason, maybe because the opponents was weak. I don't know, 8-0, 14-0. So I thought, this is gonna work. I'm gonna kill it here. I would even defeated Anderlecht 3-1 here. I think that's good. But when you start the series here, is different style. In League 1, that clubs play different. And one thing you have to do, you have to use time on your opposition. I didn't do that here at the last games, and you can see how it was, and I didn't do it in the first games. You have to look at their squads before they start the games. If they have many of the players lack, many of your opponents' players, especially in the back, they are lacking. They are not calm with the ball, So if they are low here at this part, composure, you can attack them. Then you should pressure that player. And many plays Football Manager, they try to take out their playmakers. And when I see a player who's a good playmaker in a team, what I do in that situation, I don't mark him or press him too much. Maybe I can pressure him, but I don't go too much into him, because if you mark him, he's have too good technical abilities, so he will turn you away. If you mark Messi, you're gonna be killed out there. But you should maybe pressure Messi, put him at the wrong foot. But then you take the weak links, especially in the build-up, and you attack them. Okay. So anyway, guys, let's go here and see what we do. We can see the squad. You got Lee Berg. Lee Berg is promised to be a first-choice goalkeeper, and he's not the first-choice goalkeeper in my opinion. I didn't use him one game, and he got only 15 minutes, I think, in a training match, or 45 minutes. My main goalkeeper was John McLean. And one thing you should do again, I did the same mistake here, as I always do. I forgot to watch the contracts and renew the contracts. So I have lost John here to Scotland. But anyway, he couldn't be my first goalkeeper next year going to the championship. He's 32 years old, and he seems like a good goalkeeper. You can keep him, but you should bound him up. You should do that if you want him. But he's good. The main thing he's good at is one-on-ones, but he really is so slow that when you see it in the game, so he doesn't come out there. His reflexes is good, and his area reach is good. So on corners, you are really fixed. Because remember, in England, especially in Championship and League 1, you meet some big strikers. And a lot of goals comes on set pieces here. When I started the game, Joel Lynch I don't know if he got injured, so he's not injured when he started the game. Joel Lynch is extremely important for you in the build-up, because your central defenders and your midfielders, very few of them are build-up players. They have lacking composure, and they're also lacking first touch, technique, and passing. So he became extremely important. You could really sense it when he was not in the team. You will lose possession a lot more, and you will have a harder time to make big chances against your opponents, especially when he was not on the field. So yeah, this is an important player. As you can see, maybe his stats was not that very good, but you could really sense it when he was on the field. His build-up is very good, as you can see here. Jumping is not that bad. His vision is okay, but for League 1 this is okay, guys. For being a defender, and technique 12, passing 12, this is almost good enough to be a ball-playing defender in Premier League, based on this one. Dives into tackles, a little bit dangerous that way, but he didn't get that many yellow cards, 5 yellow cards, try long range passes, so he could also start a lot of counter attacks. But badly, I didn't have much pace, especially in the first half of the season up front. Bailey Wright, I didn't use him that much, played in 4 games, he's on loan from Bristol City. His main strength is his heading and his bravery, so when you have him and his leadership, I didn't use him, so I cannot say anything. I didn't want to use a player from Bristol City in my central defense. So yeah, Tommy Smith was maybe one of my best defenders, and as you can see, his value goes up, and you can even sell him after the finish of the season. The main thing here is leadership, and sometimes I think we don't look at leadership and things like that, but you need a leader in all areas in the field, especially in the defense. I think that's important. Again, his jumping reach is not that much. His heading is good. His defending is good. His bravery is good. His tackling is good. But his decision is okay. He's not that good with the ball, as you can see here. His first touch is good. His vision is not that good, but he's okay with the ball. He scores some goals on set pieces, especially if you put him at the far post. Scored 5 goals for me last year. So yeah, that's a good play. One of the problems with Tommy Smith is he will be gone on international duty, guys. You will lose him to international duty sometimes. So that's something you should be aware of. Then you also have Tommy Smith, you have Tom Flanagan, he's also lost, but I didn't want to stop him from leaving. I used him, maybe I should have used Bailey Wright, but I wanted to use my own players in this stead. But the thing with Tom Flanagan was that he's a faster player, so I used him because of that. He absolutely have no bravery, nothing. I used him based on when I went up to 3 central defenders. With Flanagan there, I could just use him taking out the counter-attacks a lot. Yes, he doesn't read the game that well, but his pace was very important when you had three central defenders, 3 line back. And but remember, if you're gonna keep him, I'm not gonna keep him because of I'm going to championship. He will not be good enough to go to championship with, So yeah. And he, I think, also will go to some international games, so he will be away. Conor Mac Mclogan. He's a new player coming into Sunderland, not that I have bought, but he's in the game. He also goes on some international duty. He's not that fast. He was not that good when I used him as a fullback, but as a wingback, he played very, very well. His main objective is his tackling is good, and he's okay on all other parts. He can play different positions. He was my main guy at the right back, and you don't have that many good fullbacks in this club. Not at the right, not at the left. He was pushed, but Luke O'Nien, those of you who have seen the Sunderland to a die, knows this guy very well. I have to give him a new contract, but he has a hard time accepting the contracts I'm giving him. He started the season, and I used him a little different places. He can play as a box-to-box midfielder. He's a good player, but he's a good substitute for championship as a wing-back, in my opinion. And also he's a good guy to have on your substitute bench because of he can play so many different places on the field. So yeah, Luke O'Nien, keep him in the team, in my opinion. Then you have also Denver Hum, is a young player from your own team. He played here last year only 8 games. He played 15 for me this season, 3 assists, 1 goal. He haven't improved much, but it seems that he have a lot of potential. Okay with pace, This is a 3rd choice left back in championship, in my opinion, if he doesn't increase this level. So yeah, this is not the best thing you have here. But you have, at the other hand, then Deslan John is on loan from Swansea. He's not that much better, but at least when I use 3-back line and I use the wing back, based on his pace, based on his dribbling, okay, I can use him offensively because you will have support defensively. Remember, his bravery is 7, guys. His tackling is low, so I got a lot of goals against me from his side. So don't ever use him as a wingback in attack, especially use him in support, especially if you're gonna use him here. So, but he delivered 11 assists, and I think that's very good. For me, that was great. We're gonna go into tactic later, guys. You have Grant Leadbiter. Look at his pace, guys. 4 in pace. Started with 5 or something like that. He's a good player, He shots from distance is okay, long shots to be in League 1. Shots with power, argues with the officials, likes to switch ball to the other flank. He's okay passing, but you have so many players just like him in the team. So similar to him. Exactly, it seems like you copy paste him and put him in the team. You lack player with better either technical abilities. You're lacking. I tried to make him as a central defender, ball-playing defender sometimes, because especially when the guy named Lynch was away, I didn't have a player there, so I wanted to use him there to next season by a new central defender. And so he played all over the place. I'm trying to sell him for next season or get rid of him for free even. So because he got some wage here, and you have some wage issues in the team. You have high wages, guys. This 12,000 in League 2 is a lot high, and you should free this money for other players. So if I could go back, I would sell him right away, because you can get really money for him. Jay Spearing, the old Liverpool player, I bought him in before the season starts for 400k, and that's the reason is, as you can see here, I don't have a good enough defensive midfielder who has good tackling. As you can see, he got a lot of yellow cards, 15 yellow cards. I use him as a ball-winning midfielder. His natural fitness as well. When you have him on the field, based on he can play short, simple passes, achieved a lot, and we had a better winning streak with him there than we didn't have him on the field. 5 goals. He has some good passing as well. 14. His passing as a ball-winning midfielder is better than the other players passing that are deep line playmakers. So you also have Josh Owen. I was a little bit scared to use him. He's a very aggressive player, and he started 17 games, also got 9 yellow cards. Even if you use him as a ball-winning midfielder, box-to-box midfielder, defensive midfielder, this guy just get it all. He plays short, simple passes. That is important for me because he haven't that ability with his technique and passing, and his vision is not that good. Decision is not that well. So when you start with it, if you look at the stars, he's one of your best players and everything. And they have bought him from Queen's Park Rangers, and he's expected to be a regular starter. He wasn't that for me. He works well in the team. His teamwork is good. His pace is okay. Acceleration is okay. But he's a good substitute, a player you can use. You're playing 44 league games, so you need a big drop, for that. You're playing games every 3 days almost. And beside him, you also have Max Power. I think Max Power is your best player in the team. Max Power here, guys. For me, he scored 12 goals and 9 assists. That was very good. And you can see the price, 1.4. I think when you go to the championship, you maybe get it up to £2 million. So maybe future player you can sell. We have already interest in him from Swansea, so I'm going to keep him for the next year. But I also bought a backup if I'm going to lose him. He's a good both player, both up and down the field. But based on his good also corners, he got some assists and free kicks. Didn't score that many on that, but he shoots from distance and scores goals. Either the goalkeepers was bad, I don't know, but because his long shot is not that good, but it's not that bad either. But his finishing is good. He comes into the box sometimes. He's off the ball. He's not that great, but he comes forward. But he's a typical, in my opinion, a box-to-box midfielder. So don't ever sell this guy. And based also you have Chris Maguire. I was really expecting much more from him. Even though I knew his pace wasn't that well. This is also been... He started with the season with an injury, I think. He got injured very early in the season, so he couldn't play there. But when he came back, I really used him, and he scored only 5 goals. Started 15. I tried him everywhere, behind the strikers, at the left, at the right, inverted, inside, advanced playmaker, everywhere. One thing that I really wanted to use him for was his vision was one of the highest in the team. And his technical abilities was very good. His free kick taking was good. So I really wanted him into the team and helping the team. But for this age, he was okay. For his age, he was not okay. And going back, maybe I should have sold him too. Because remember one thing here, guys. In League 1, Sunderland have a lot of money. But in Championship, I don't think they will have a lot of money. Then you need sponsor help. The club also is almost sold. I think was tried to sold 2 times this season. So you will most probably be sold. So you don't know who's gonna own you either. So in a way, anyway, guys, Lyndon Gook is an okay player. He's the player with the acceleration at least in the team. As you can see, he works well defensively. He works very hard in the team. His teamwork is really bad, so he's not linking up good with the other players. He got something the other players don't got. He got dribbling, he got dribbling, and he got some flair. But look at the other mental, is not that good. His bravery is good, so he can defend as well. He played for me 29 games, 22 he started, 6 goals and 7 assists. He's a good player. You should have in the team, but I'm going to keep him for next year, I think. And based on I don't know what will happen with the other players, he was better than Maguire in the team. Jordan Shipley, I bought in from Coventry. Paid a lot for him. I haven't used him in the right place yet because he's a box-to-box midfielder. If I lose Max Power, if I don't lose Max Power, he's just a backup player. His crossing is good. I used him once as a Mazzella. That worked very well. He got good long shots, so he scored some goals. For me, he was good. His teamwork is good. His work rate is good. And if you have him from the start of the season, try to find a role for him. I just throw him around out in the field, once as a Mazzella, as a substitute, once as an inverted wing back, once as this and this. So, yeah, and sometimes as a wing back too, I think, because based on his crossing was good. So, and he's left-footed. He's a good player, but he's not in your team, so I'm not going to talk that much about him. You got Duncan Watmore in the team. He was maybe my, and here's the fun part, I think he became the top scorer in the team with 7 goals. Oh no, Max Power I think become the top scorer. So you understand where I'm going to, huh? 12 goals in 40 games, that's my top scorer. You don't have many goal scorers in this team, guys. His dribbling was awesome, his work rate is good, his teamwork is great, his bravery is not that much, but he's linking up well. When you have him in the field and you watch the games, you really see that he's the man who makes it happen. And one other thing that is here, I think he had been in Sunderland for a long time. He played with them in Premier League. He even scored 3 goals there. So he's been here a long time. I think his value will increase. It seems that his current ability is not that good, but okay. But he have what you lack. He have flair, he have work rate, he have teamwork, he don't have decisions, but he have pace, and he have dribbling, and he have okay finishing. He scores goals. 7 goals is a lot of goals. He scores 7 goals as a winger, but had only 2 assists. Yes. Anyway, Liam Miller was a player I rented in from Liverpool, because, again, I really didn't have pace. He played well, 12 games and 3 goals. I used him as a winger. Not as because he could dribble and he could do pace, and I really needed some X factor out there, moves into channels, and I really missed that in this team. Really something that can do something. Antonio Samanya, he's in the team when you start with it. He's on loan from Bristol City. He played well. He scored 9 goals and 3 assists. It ended with I used Samanya as a striker in front, because none of my strikers worked out there. So you can use him at the wing. He's a good player. He's an all-in good player. So, but he's also lacking something that called X factor. No X factor here, besides his determination. So he was also a young player. I rented in Fraser Campbell even to get some goals. He didn't score 1 goal. I don't know if I set up the team wrong, or my strikers was just not good enough. I used him as a target man. I used him as a pressing forward because of his work rate and finishing and his heading and jumping. It didn't work at all. I hoped it will work with him. And I also bought in Jordan Rhodes. I asked the board to buy him because I didn't have the money at that point, transfer budget, and it was some of my worst bought ever, 4 goals in 26 games. And the thing here is I've sold him before we had the promotion, because I knew if I wait till we get the promotion he will have a higher wage, so it would be impossible to sell him. So important that he's not in part of your team, but it's okay to know that you have a striking problem. Who did I sold, guys? I think I sold some good players here. Baldwin Grigg. Yeah, you can see I sold Will Grigg. Those who have seen the series, he was bought for £3 million, I think. He's a high investment for Sunderland, but he didn't deliver last year and didn't deliver. I didn't give him a chance. I needed the money. £1 million was much, and I needed that money. 1.1. So I sold him with a loss, and he went to Queen's Park Rangers. He scored 5 goals as a substitute there, but again, he's a good penalty taker. Okay, good finishing maybe. And I also sold, loaned out Elliot Embleton. You have here. He's interesting player, but really didn't give a chance to him. And when he come back, he will not have a chance in the championship. So I will sell him when he comes back into the team. And then you have also, as well, you have some players here from your junior team as well, because we needed to get some money in based on I had to use too much money. So Alim Ozturk is also a player that went to Turkey. I could have used him in the 3-back line. He got injured all the time, So I just was fed up and said, okay, you are going. And he shoots from distance. That's very cool. In a 3-back line, I really needed a central defender, but we got good money for him, 185. I couldn't use him if I won promotion. So Charlie Ball is a second team player. And Aidan McCady. This is one of the best players on the track when you look at him up. He got a lot of wage here. I think he was around £16,000 when he was playing for me. And he's loaned away when he started the season. So he was at loan at Charlton here. The thing that happened was that he was injured, so I recalled him back to the team and he was playing with us. But, he was really bad and he had high wage. So, yes, he had the dribbling that I didn't have in the thing. He had the crossing, but look at his pace. And he had the flair. And he had just come back from long injury, so I thought, okay, I sell him and I get something new in. And the thing is, you have to get rid of these old boys when you go after the promotion. Win promotion, if you don't win the promotion, you have to get them out because they are high wage old players. What will happen if you don't get promotion? You don't know how much money you will have for buying players, and their value will fall. So I should have sold all these old boys when the season started and brought in some fresh blood. I didn't do that, but I will do that for when I'm getting the promotion now. So I started doing that in winter. Get rid of these players and make ready some wage to get some new players in. And you also had Jordan Willis in the team. He was a central defender. We had so many central defenders that I didn't see any reason using him. Played 5 games, got £450,000 for him. Got him off the wage budget. Very good. George Dobson is a player that the team is really invested in and wants much out of him. He's one of the best anti players we have behind here. Defensive midfielder, sorry. I used him only 2 games. But again, his bravery is great. So the defensive part will be good. But he's not a good defensive midfielder. He doesn't have any technical abilities here. I think, his stamina is good, and his bravery is good, his teamwork is good, his work rate is good, but it doesn't help when you don't have the technical abilities. So I got rid of him, and I think we got some good money, out of him. So, and you have so many, they are also similar. So maybe he's younger so maybe I should have held him, but it was easier to get rid of him at that point. You also have Charlie Wyke when you start the game. He's a striker. He is not good at all. I think did he play in any games for me? He's on loan. He's on loan when you start the game. No, he's on loan now. I kept him to the winter and I loaned him away. I played 16 games for Wycombe, that is also in our league, and scored 1 goal. So this player, you need to get him out. Get him out. And you also have Kyle Lafferty. I think he came from Norway. He's not a Norwegian player, but he played in Norway here. And came back and scored 3 goals. I used him at everything I could use him. He just don't score goals. Look at him. And he got a high wage as well, guys. His jumping reach is good. His strength is not that good. So he's not a target man kind of guy, but he's a good player in the air, lacking pace and speed. His off the ball movement was good. So he moved very well. You could see he was very good in moving in space. So when I got Fraser Campbell in, I just got rid of him. So I just loaned Fraser Campbell I have to get 2 or 3 new good strikers to next year. Jack Connelly is not a player. Okay, and I have also bought a lot of young players here. For example, from Fredrikstad, Tage Johansen. I had that game with Fredrikstad. I think he was very good. Invested 5k in him, so he will be good. And I'm also for the next year buying some players coming in from young players that is coming in from different Premiership clubs, like Jake Aske from Chelsea as a goalkeeper, to build up my junior department, because I need these young players coming in and make something happen like this as a central defender. Maybe something good will happen. And Aina is the brother of the other Aina. I think he's playing Torino, so got the pace, so maybe something good will happen here. Pace is always good in the lower leagues, but this 18-year, I'm getting them for free based on the contract is going out. So who knows? Maybe there will be something for the first team in 3 or 4 years' time. The tactic, guys, was started with the 4-back line. I went to the 3. I think, why haven't I done this before? Why didn't I do it with this team? Played at last, sometimes with the target man here, sometimes in attack here. I know I shouldn't use John as wingback. When you use it, it will be extremely dangerous defensively. But anyway, I played this way. With the inside forward and sometimes as an inverted forward, and the right side I had Watermore. I use Gooch mostly at the left side based on his work rate and his bravery, since I know that John is bad defensively. So John is 7. So you normally got him inside here, guys, and you got a lot of goals action happening from right side. This guy was only at the end of the crosses, or came here, make space for John that came here. John comes a lot of overlaps and he gets a lot of crosses that goes into goal. Even though I use a target man, I feel I had good heading players, jumping players in here. If I had a better striker here, I think John would get even more than 11 assists that he got last year. So the combination here was slipping John out here and have Lynch in the playoffs. You build up from ref. At the right, you ended it. You could also sometimes go, you fill the box here. If John comes, you can power outside here. Watermore came in. You had already on striker here. Gooch will become right outside here, and you have sparing within the second ball. And based on you have 3 players here, you will have good dominance behind, so you don't get any counter attack against you. And you start to attack again, and you keep the ball in the team. So I didn't have technically good players. We were long down. Your opponents, for example, Ipswich and other teams, have much better technical players in their midfield, I think, than we had. But you could keep the ball because here you had crosses from John. If you lost the ball, you have sparing here, winning the second ball. At the right, you had Watermore coming in from this side. On counter-attacks, we went more from the right. On established attack, we went more from the left. We played positive. We had triple crosses. I changed this a lot. We played wide. The reason we played wide because we have 4 players here high up in the field, and we don't have any creativity here. So I want them to look it wide, get the ball out. We played higher tempo. Sometimes I went like this, sometimes like this. But since I don't have many passing players against bad teams, I went like this. Not bad teams, I went like this. Be more disciplined because this I'm against not that good team. I took it away. I was a little bit nervous before the last game. I shouldn't have it done, but I had it on. Use the ball from the center backs, yes, because Lynch was there and I don't have any playmakers, and we were 2 in central defense, so it's okay, just started from there. No counter-attacking because we didn't have it. The Miller was on the field. We have Miller here. We had some pace up there, but we didn't have those kind of players, Striker had an acceleration of 9 or something, so we counter-pressed when we got the ball. Let them show us what we do. When we were out of possession, I had high defensive line, and sometimes I had it like this because we were so few in the middle here. If the opponent had used diamond formation, I use it like this, because if I had it like this, there was too much space for these two midfielders to cover. So based on who we played, I took it up and down. They had good work rate here, so I could maybe go like this too. Anyway, slightly more urgent here, and prevent the short goal keep distribution. So just keep an eye on your opponent before the game. Find the weakest link. Attack the weakest link to pressure him. If all 4 is bad in defense, just pressure them, and as well lift off your defensive line. And if they don't have good pace up front, lift your defensive line as well. So. And you can also go into a position and mark them. For example, if they're using a 3-5-2, you will kill them. 3-5-2 against this formation, you was killed. But then you have to take control of the wing backs as well as the weakest link in defense, in the central defense. Don't let them use that there will be one more player. 3-5-2 will be one more player than you in the middle here. So if he's a technical good player, then you should move a player on him. Guys, should you play with Sunderland or not? Absolutely. This is a lot. The Sleeping Giants, all the Sleeping Giants are long-term games. It's not okay, we play one game, you're in the championship now. And I don't think I can go to the Premier League next season. I have to really adjust my system. I have to get better players to get there. And I don't know how much money I will get, but if I can establish myself in Championship 1 year, I know I have the infrastructure to be as rich as the best teams there. So then we can start going out there, and we get more sponsor helps. As I see here, did we have any sponsors that was good? Yes, you got good sponsors in this team, guys. You got good sponsors. £2 million. It's and it will go out in 2020. So now we are going into the championship. I'm wondering, will I be bought from another owner, and what will be our new sponsorship deal? So, guys, absolutely try it. Was this better than the Norwegian Fredrikstad or Monaco? It's a long game. It's really many games, and next season the championship is many games. But the history of Sunderland, their facilities, playing with the 47,000 stadium to fill it, to have the dream to fill that stadium. Yeah, you should. I think it's up there. It was really worth it, but I didn't do a good enough job looking at my squad before the season. I should have bought another kind of players. I should have sold some defenders and my strikers and the old players. The old players didn't do shit for this in this team. Sorry for my language, but anyway, guys, I hope you try it, and yeah, it was really cool. Thank you guys for your time. See you later.